Welcome to the video on chemical bonding. We are familiar with many types of bonds and attractions. All these are due to some or the other type of chemical bonds. Cossell and Lewis were the first to explain chemical bonds. The bond may result from the electrostatic force of attraction between oppositely charged ions as in ionic bonds or through the sharing of electrons as in covalent bonds. The strength of chemical bonds varies considerably. There are strong bonds or primary bonds such as covalent, ionic and metallic bonds, and weak bonds or secondary bonds such as dipole-dipole interactions, the London dispersion force and hydrogen bonding.
Welcome back and welcome to my new video. In this video, let us learn about chemical bonding. All the entities in the universe, right from the atoms to the stars or planets or galaxies, all the entities are bonded together by means of some or the other electrostatic force of attraction. And these are all together studied under one heading called chemical bonding. There are a number of types of chemical bonds. In this video, I'll explain the basic types of chemical bonds. It was Lewis and Cossell for the first time explained the chemical bonds in detail in 1916. They have given the theories of chemical bonding. Basically, there are two types of bonds. They are strong bonds and weak bonds. Under strong bond, we have covalent bonds, ionic bonds and metallic bonds. Under weak bonds, we have hydrogen bonds and van der Waals interactions. Covalent bonds are formed by the electrostatic force of attraction between atoms by sharing of electrons. For example, a hydrogen atom will form a covalent bond with one more hydrogen atom because the lone electron in one hydrogen atom, for example, we have two hydrogen atoms with lone pairs of electrons, share the electrons with each other and thus they come and form a single bond, and this is a single bond which is a type of covalent bond. Similarly, two oxygen atoms share two pairs of electrons, two pairs of valence electrons. Thus, between two oxygen molecules, a double bond is formed. And in case of two atoms of nitrogen, triple bonds are formed because three pairs of valence electrons are shared. So when sharing of electron occurs, we call it as a covalent bond. Covalent bonds are the strongest bonds. Next to covalent bonds, we have coordinate bonds or dative bonds. Dative bonds are the second strong bonds in which both the electrons come from the same atom. Here also sharing of electrons occur, because of that bonding occurs. The covalent bond is formed by two atoms. Sharing of a pair of electrons occurs, but only one of these two atoms or molecules that are involved in the bonding is giving the atoms. The atoms are held together because of the electron pair is attracted by both the nuclei. One element transfers the electron pair to the other element to make a bond. It is represented by an arrow. The head of the arrow represents the acceptor and the tail of the arrow represents the donor. The best example for covalent coordinate bond or dative bond is the formation of hydronium ion, where the bonding occurs between a water molecule with a proton. A proton is nothing but a hydrogen atom without the electron. Ionic bond is a different type of bond where there is complete transfer of electron from one atom to the other atom. For example, in case of sodium and chlorine, sodium will transfer one complete electron to chlorine, and sodium will become a cation and it will be oxidized. Sodium, by donating an electron, will become a cation, and chlorine, after receiving the electron, becomes an anion, and sodium will become become positively charged, chlorine will become negatively charged, and these two ions will come and form a bond called ionic bond, because two ions are formed before the formation of a bond. In case of metallic bond, there is sharing of a cloud of electrons which is extended to a larger area, whereas the next category of bonds is weak bond, under which we come across van der Waals interactions and hydrogen bond. In fact, hydrogen bond is also a type of van der Waals interactions. These are weak bonds. These bonds are formed by the formation of dipoles. An atom with even distribution of electrons will undergo uneven distribution of electrons, as a result of which dipole is formed. A single atom will produce two poles, and a non-polar atom will become polar by uneven distribution of electrons, and thus bonding occurs between two molecules or two atoms, resulting in the formation of van der Waals interactions. Under this there are different types again, and one most common type of van der Waals interaction is London forces of dispersion or London dispersion forces, where dipole-dipole moment occurs.
Thank you very much for watching my videos. Please like, share and subscribe.